Welcome to Europa's Talks, and this is many times that we used to do some talks, but today we will start a series of events, or live events, let's say, short events to introduce some topics, very interesting topics, while we are organizing presential courses as well in our organization in Europa's Teacher Academy. And hopefully some of these talks will be, let's say, productive for your career, but also, let's say, is a moment as well to reflect and share some ideas too. So again, welcome everybody. I'm Alessandro Pumpo. I'm a course director in teacher training from Europa's Academy of Creativity in Barcelona, in our beautiful city in Barcelona. And I just say hello to everybody. Let's wait. Sometimes maybe some people are connecting right now. Everybody, I want to say hello to everybody from Florence, from Berlin, from Dublin, from all over our location in Europe and outside Europe too, to welcome them to share some experience together of this incredible time that we live together in this moment, which are very challenging times as well, but also is a time as an opportunity as well for our educational system and the quality as well of teacher training as well to grow and to see a better future for ourselves, but also very important for our pupils in the public schools. Kindergarten, primary school, secondary school, universities are all facing a challenging moment. We need change makers. We need change makers. So teachers are the real influencers, like Europa's motto, and one of the many mottos that we have as well in our organization. And it's very important today, yes, start to see ourselves, our role as a professors, as a teachers, to develop ourselves in a long, let's say, in a long life program in terms of continuous education as well, to bring the best in our career, in our life, in our organizations, in our community, and also in our environment, which is very important. Let's make a pre-introduction to how to be an effective teacher in 21st century. Today, let's say 2021, again, we're facing challenging times, but also we see how important is make a change. Why? Because basically we need a change for our kids, for ourselves, and also for our organizations. So education and innovation are very important today to bring a fresh air to the educational system. Of course, technology is very, very important, but also do not forget that without technology, we not have only technology. Let's say we need technology, yes, but we need also pedagogy. That's very important. We need more human experience with our students, between teachers, within a whole vision that the school have for this process of innovation. The process is starting now. It's a digital revolution moment. Like the Industrial Revolution, today the digital revolution see the change into technology, but also the integration of, let's say, the human experience, the real world inside the classroom, inside our school. So that is very important too, to keep in mind that technology is important, but also bring inside the school real experiences. Sometimes technology and non-technology activities are very important to innovate inside the school. So again, we are not talking only EduTech, but we're talking about edupreneurship, we're talking about edutainment, we're talking about education and innovation. It's very important today because from primary school and secondary school, also when the students goes to the university, there is a big problem, a big gap of life skills too. So it's important to bring those elements into our vision in our career. So first of all, let's say to be a change maker in 21st century, to have an effective role as a more quality training courses and the quality of teaching as well methods, we need to have this vision, you know, of growing, of high order thinking skills, to grow, to share, and also to organize better our educational system. Of course, sometimes there is some problems especially in the primary school, in the secondary school, the curriculum, which is sometimes is a fixed curriculum, and most of the teachers, let's say, see problems in this moment, which are sometimes they're not facing free curriculum, let's say, you know. But also we can find the time as well to bring inside our daily activities, weekly activity, monthly activity, or semester or trimester activities, some innovation technique. The use of technology, again, is important, but only technology doesn't solve the problem, because today I can show you many softwares, many apps, very interesting, but if we don't bring the holistic approach, which is very important today in business, in education, in everywhere approach, let's say areas that we operate in, the holistic approach means a more approach made with the heart, with the emotion, the social emotional approach as well to our daily life. So bringing a human experience again. So as we said before. Okay, let's share the screen now. I want to show you to start with some of our activities as well, and also I will show you some nice some of the apps. Of course, the time is killing us, so sometimes we don't have a lot of times today. But let's say that soon we will make other lives. But also, I don't know if you can see the screen now. Right now, let me see. To develop better those elements. So I think you can see the screen. Yeah, okay. So this is our academy, teacher academy, which Europa's Teacher Academy is one of the largest training provider in Europe, of course. So some of you are new, some of you are they know already our website and our activities which we offer as well. So on these elements, I'm in charge of innovation and ICT as well, school innovation and ICT. Also some arts and well-being, creativity, and soft skills. But also very important today, we will focus on EduTech and school innovation, which is very important. First of all, I want to show you how important is the retention rate in our students. Why? Because sometimes, again, as I said before, we need technology and innovation inside our school to bring more interesting lesson and even for classroom management, but also for a better, let's say, control of the feedbacks or the assessments. So we have a lot of tools. Imagine that only in 2008, when the smartphone came in, we used to have only 450 apps. Today, in 2021, Apple have more than 3 million apps, which 300,000 are into EduTech, educational technology. So it's a galaxy on these elements. For this reason, for example, to stay in this forest galaxy, let's say, of apps and innovation, we create the EduTech Guide 2022. Basically, is a good guide which will help you to develop your ideas and better activities with different areas. And also in each area of this, there is more than 140 pages, you will see a description of the chapter, but also you will see all the apps and software with the description, the function, the price, the pro and cons, and the age. So this one is available as well in our website. Which you will find on courses, and you will find on self-paced courses here in this page. Yes, if you are interested to get more information about EduTech. So how to become more effective in 2021, today, as a teacher, is a process. Yes, is a process where basically we start to see, let's say, the retention rate in our students, how increase in the idea of how much information they get from us with only, let's say, on this parameter we read everything is important, but let's say the 5%, the retention rate, the average learning retention rates is based on lecture, is increasing on 10%, but look how incredibly start to increase into the audiovisual, 20%, and multimedia, I will add, multimedia activities, 30% in demonstration, 50% in discussion group, which is very important when students and teachers create a project-based learn activities with creativity in the classroom. So project-based learn, very important to become effective today, work with project, and 75% practicing by doing. Let's thinking about STEM, science, technology, engineering, arts, humanities, and mathematics, or let's say other projects related to practicing by doing, and 90% teaching others. We're talking about teaching others where students teach each others, like peer mediation methods or many other methods, but also teacher become a leader, an observer, teacher as a coach, teacher as a mentor. So that's very important. So we see now the parameters since the third part here from audiovisual, demonstration, discussion group, practice by doing, and teaching others, how incredible increase the retention rate in the students. So we have a better feedback, a more positive approach, and our classroom are more, let's say, engaged to our contents. So that's very important to understand this. Imagine only that when the students finish secondary school, high school, etc., they start to go to the university and so on. Basically, the word university from Latinum, university, uni versus one, uni one versus true. So versus one, let's say in the, even 3,000 years ago, in the Platone and Socrates philosophy, where the aim, the motto was discover yourself, find yourself, is very important, understanding that we need to prepare our pupils to become the leaders of tomorrow, to become unique. So primary school and secondary school role, even kindergartens, are crucial moments of increase and high order thinking skill in our students, because students today are passive. So we need as teachers, innovators and change makers to bring more, let's say, activities that will engage our students in a better ways, let's say. Okay, so to do this is very important to understand the cultures of our students. Let's ask ourselves a question: what do you do every day? What I do every day to bring innovation in our classroom, with our students? So behind all this, you need an intention. You need a will, basically. Without intention, without a will, it's very difficult to, without a vision as well, or a self-development process program, it's very difficult to go outside the comfort zone, let's say. So the price to pay for you from now on, if you want to become an effective teacher for the 2021 and the next 5 years, let's say you need to approach yourself in a new way, the new role of the teachers, which today are very crucial for our communities. So embracing the technology is important, of course, but also, let's say, there is a lot of methods behind the technology that is only the point of iceberg in the process of using technology to dig inside the youth subcultures as well, or cultures, understanding the youth culture and subculture, but also let our students express themselves. Let the students express themselves through all this technology. Sometimes teachers get scared, say, oh my God, this is not for me, this is difficult, this is on. Remember, you must show to your students some of the apps and software and try to adapt, integrating into your subject and topics. It's incredible time, I repeat, where teachers today are stressed, or sometimes we are stressed, or sometimes we don't have enough time, but also technology will help us to have this holistic approach, an approach where it's more calm to study, more time to work with our students in project-based learn activities within our students, bring the outside world in, and experiment with them and let them express themselves so they can develop a better high-order thinking skills. Okay, so let's see, for example, some apps that I prepared for you today. There is many, of course, but let me show some of these apps. So I want to start to show you one interesting app, which is called Eorad. Eorad basically is very interesting app. Of course, time is very difficult now to explain all the apps with the practical activities. I will introduce only how they works, okay? Because in the EduTech guide, you will see many of these apps. Eorad is interesting because basically you can create tutorials very fast. Your students basically they can create a tutorial very fast in math, in science, in technology, in physical education, in religion and the humanities. Based on the is not only screen recording level, but also is let's say a video capture, where basically, sorry, there is advertising here. Eorad, it works on capturing basically any page that you ask Eorad to create basically a kind of screen recording, powerful, let's say, grab of your information. So maybe if you want to explain something with your students, or your student want to explain something to you, a quick feedback is made by Eorad. If you want to go easy, so you need to sign in Eorad. Once you sign in, you can add add-ons here on top of your screen here. Once the add-on is ready, you can capture step by step. You can start here, you see, step by step the parts that you think is essentials, and make a synthesis of what's going on in maybe using Google Images, or maybe Google YouTube videos, or many other things to share those ideas. Another very quick, let's say, app, which is quite interesting instead of Eorad, is ScreenUpeo, which this is quite good because it's just a screen sharing, but with you can create a video cast, for example, and you can record, you can share the screen like this, and you start recording straight away whatever are you doing every steps, like this, like this, like this. And when you stop, basically, you see, it's recorded exactly. You download the video on your desktop, and basically it's recorded exactly. You see, these 6 seconds that I just record now, it's just recording exactly your voice plus the video, for example. And that's very helpful, any subject, some grade level, to work with your students to grab ideas, So Eorad is a capture software, very interesting. And ScreenUpeo is a video cast to integrate some activities, again, sometimes with music, sometimes without music, etc. To develop some contents which are very interesting to share even on daily basis or weekly basis. For example, in a learning journal, when you finish your lesson, you say, okay, what we learned today, let's make a screen recording, or maybe let's make a capture Eorad, and their students are happy, to show you maybe what they feel, their feelings, they express themselves in their way, and what they learn in groups, maybe student-centered, work together, etc. So take in consideration, please, the idea to use those kind of multimedia software. Now let's stop to share the screen because I want to show you some other apps maybe on the telephone. Okay, let me see if I can stop the screen here. Hold on one second. So this looks me. Okay, so I'm back here, so you can see me, yes? Okay, so let's go back to Teacher Academy. So you can see this app, which is called Autorap, very interesting, by Smule. I will send you the link now, after when the screen we will back to share the game. So with Autorap, basically, you can choose any songs, for example. We'll show you in a second. So any songs that you choose from a library of songs, and record your voice. What happened with Autorap? So this is the song. So what happened with Autorap? Basically, students choose the song. Maybe they can record a simple voice. It helps as well to develop the voice in the body, to best center it, balance the voice in the body, to express themselves, to beat shyness maybe sometimes, but also to give you a quick feedback again of what we learned today or what we learned yesterday in a matter of self-expression, but also to give you feedback on a topics or maybe on a subject. Let's say about William Shakespeare, for example. So let's say Romeo and Juliet. Let's take in consideration. You just need to talk slow, loud, and clear with Autorap, and automatically the algorithm of this software generate a rap song. So it's quite funny, it's edu fun, but also the students can give you feedback, understanding their culture, as I said before, the subculture and the youth subculture or culture, understanding who are your students, what they love, etc., is important to ask for a feedback again, for engage your students and work together. Music app, is an invisible, powerful tool to make sometimes warm up, maybe an ice-breaking activity, interesting. For example, if I say now, I select the song again, and then just talk slow, loud, and clear, and say, Romeo and Juliet is a tragedy of William Shakespeare, divided in different acts. Act 1, and then I will say something, I just talk, and then this automatically now will transform into a rap algorithm, the song. And it's quite interesting because, again, it will be interesting, to share with your students, I don't know if you can listen to me. Autorap by Smule. Romeo and Juliet is a tragedy of William Shakespeare, divided in different acts. And then I will send. So it can be a long sentence or a short sentence, okay? Now we can share the screen again, so I can show you the app as well, so we can have a better look on this. So I share the screen. Let's say Autorap by Smule. This is the app that you're looking for any mobile phones, Android or Apple Store. It's free. Sometimes they give you for free music every week, etc. Weekly base. This is quite interesting because you can see again how interesting your students can express themselves. Yes, so that's quite good because, let's say, is a moment that students and teacher work together, let's say in the same bicycle. So let's see the teacher wheel and the students wheel, where the sitting teacher as a leader, student sits behind, so teacher as a leader, teacher as a coach, teacher as a mentor. Question are always in the middle of the drive because question stimulate curiosity. Curiosity stimulate research. Research observation in students stimulate discovering, eureka, and discovering stimulate development. So it's a cycle of questioning, observation, and curiosity. Very important to dig inside the subject and topics. Curiosity, research material, etc., into discovering, and discovering into development. So the questions are all in the middle. What might be if? What might be if is a classical question to start to develop curiosity into students, but also the students themselves, to start to search inside the things and not stay on the surface. Okay. Evaluation assessments are here as well. You can see as well, learning gear and tools are important because they say innovate as well, need sometimes mobile phone, tablets, or mobile devices to work correctly, or let's say to create groups, at least with groups of 3 or 4 students with one computer. You need to adapt yourself as well as a teacher in the 21st century to the situations of budget, of time, etc. So you are the very superhero, basically, because we need to adapt ourselves, to be a manager of ourselves, to have the vision with our students, develop our students, because at the end of the day, we can make the difference every day. And it's on our hands to make this innovation revolution happen. And on every day, based on every day in the school life and in our community, basically. So on the other side, we will see as well the driving, peacetime management, very important to give the students kind of deadlines, but also to respect the deadlines and work, co-managing together. The bicycle is going into the direction from the present, past, and the future. And then we will see as well how we define here, teacher will and student will define the problem or define the situation. So, for example, we need to study, again, Pythagoras, Shakespeare, or science or whatever. What we're going to do with that? Shall we do multimedia video? Shall we do this? Shall we do that? There is a planification time to do so, organize the classroom, organize the time, etc., share the information, and then time to do. Students have more time to do actions, and then review with feedbacks and assessments and many other things. So that's very important, how we jump to the teacher wheels, etc. Many other softwares, which I want to show you today, are new, like Wakelet. I don't know if you heard before, but let's say Wakelet is similar to Padlet, let's say. You can create a collection of media, mood board, compact view, or grid view, with all the elements of multimedia elements, as you can see here: images, text, bookmarks, and many other things. So this is Wakelet, some of nice apps as well, which you can add to Google Chrome as well. So please take your time of this process of innovation to, let's say, from here, to give it some monitoring yourself as well, to improve your quality of teacher training. Twidla, very interesting. Let's jump a little bit quickly. Time is killing us. Twidla is online whiteboard for modern classroom. That's very interesting because you can use more than just a whiteboard, because you can add a lot of elements into Twidla. But also whiteboard.chat is very interesting. Observe, engage and collaborate with mind maps, brain maps, shareable. If it's primary school, you can use Padlets with parents, involve the parents or other stakeholders from your school, etc. So that's quite interesting too. Also interesting, Dudley.com, which is a whiteboard, yes, but also with, let's say, the animations. We enter into the world of animation to design, let's say, lessons with our students' feedbacks, with the contents, etc. And the text, which we insert the text here. We can put the music and so on. Any images we can upload, and then the ends we will make the Dudley. So it's quite funny as well. Render forest, very interesting too. Render forest to make animated activities. You can see how to add scenes here. Load a preset maybe. You can add, you see, many others like PowerPoints, but more dynamic. you see, which comes alive. Yes, you can express many things like science, humanities, maths, or create from let's say from anything in the news now, Halloween, or many other things, spooky nights in, for example, related to your subject. Always remember to don't lose your subject, your topics. You know what I mean? Multimeter, Mentimeter. You know already maybe how it works. You have a background here. You can create different activities, present activities. You go to presentation. On the presentation, and then after on menti.com you enter the code of this presentation. Your students can play together. Remember, these tools are for your students mainly, so let them create their own feedback with you, weekly based, regular basis, recurring activities. So on Mentimeter you can create multiple choice, word cloud, open-ended. So there is a lot of things even here to study and see. Of course, we don't take much time again to see a lot of many apps and softwares, but some of these are very, very interesting, even Go Conquer is very interesting, is quite interesting to work with. I show you some of this. Go Conquer. Go Conquer is to work basically with different games. So you can create your own when you sign in, or play just the one with you play just with one within your account, basically. With similar to Statistic. I don't know if you heard about Statistic, which with a simple question and answers, you can create. You see here, create slide set, flashcard, mind map, note, and quiz. So it's quite good for your students. Always, having a nice approach to those elements. To work together in this area. Another interesting software is Sutori. Very nice, Sutori. I love Sutori because transform your lesson into collaborative learning experience. So collaboration, we say, constructivism methods for 21st century, very important approach to construct together. You have to build together with your students projects, idea, bring the outside world in, as I say before, stimulate the students to express themselves, also understand the youth culture, their culture, to engage you with them, using humor as well. So not only, again, technology, but pedagogy. Using humor means as well exaggerating, exaggerating meaning in the humor sense, be confident, using social emotional learning as well to understand the feelings of your students. So it's a kind of, again, holistic approach which make you a better teacher and also increase the high order thinking skills of your students. So Sutori, for example, is quite interesting to create visual storytelling activities, with visual storytelling is basically, let's say, vertical, you see, storyteller, multimedia software and app where you can add anytime in this vertical line audio contents, video contents, question contents, and many other things. So it can be useful for your student using Classroom, Google Classroom, etc. You see, Teams and so on, to integrate, share on social media, private or public, etc. To create stories. Any subject, I repeat, any grade level, with the help of your students, of course, and other teachers, maybe cross media, but also cross curriculum activities with your colleagues. Very important to understand, because cross curriculum activity helps as well the students to touch different parts of the projects. So it's very nice to understand the creativity approach that you can create a new environment in your classroom within your students to transform your environment in a better environment, more positive, more happy, more relaxed. But also let's imagine that from one point, one single point, we can go in million of direction thanks to creativity. With a closed mind, with a fixed mindset, we cannot do that. Because why? Because basically we just stay in the, let's say, in the fixed mindset, which doesn't see let's say the opportunities to grow. The growth mindset see the opportunity around the corner, but also solve the problem solution all the time. That's the way that we move into design policy, which is very important for a 21st century teacher. Design policy versus traditional policy. So all the time that we are in the classroom with our students, we decide how we react. We need to win or to lose. It's up to you, your mindset, your method of teaching as well can be increased in a process from, let's say, when you decided with intention and will every day to innovate and experiment with your students and with your classroom. And also a program for yourself to self-development, as we said before. So as we say, traditional policy versus design policy are very different. We say best practice is focused on back on established things that have worked before. So we always done it like that, for example. That's best practice, which is today is good. But design policy are more interesting, is the future, because you say exploring new territory, taking new challenging, and set future policy goals. So also for traditional policy, archetypes are established, immutable, unshakable, not to be questioned. And design policy also see the prototypes of an idea, of even a little lesson plan of 20 minutes, more provocative, more playful, more changeable, So that's what we're looking at for the next future. There is a lot to say, hours and hours and hours, but let's say that to have a better result in a quality of our, let's say, the quality, more quality in our trainings, we need to grow as a teacher, as a school, as a whole organization, as a community. And the teachers can make the difference. So do things with love, the holistic approach, and let's say that technology will help us also to increase our level. Is difficult for some teachers, do they understand, but is a road worth to take for the future of our pupils, of our kids, of our communities. That's it for today. There is a lot to say again, but we don't have much time. Hopefully see you soon. And I want to thank everybody at Europass and all our groups, all our employers, everybody works together in this amazing organization. Also, everybody that have questions or whatever, they can, in the comments, we can answers. We can give an answer so as soon as finish this live. And hopefully to see you soon. Have a great time and keep moving on. Thank you very much. See you soon.